When I step up on a diamond, 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 diamonds on my wrist. When I step up on
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back. We are live. It is the Freight Coach Morning Show, the top morning show in transportation, to break down 3 industry articles every single weekday, 10:30 a.m. Central, 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. We're here for 30 minutes. We're not here for a long time, but we're here for a good time. We're here. We're in and out. And I got a very special semi-guest for you guys today. She's only with me for a couple of minutes this morning because she's out there making stuff happen in the real world. And that's, what all of this is. Like, we have jobs outside of all of this stuff. And we're out there building companies and making things happen. So Stacy, what's up on this beautiful Wednesday for you?
Hello. Nothing much. Just, working, trying to be creative and see what we can do for our carriers out there. So
That's
yeah.
right. That's right. We're here for our carriers all the time. So let's talk about this, because as you guys can see going across the bottom of the screen, we got those 40 dry vans available for extended rentals. So, like, what does that look like for somebody who wants to get out there and check these out because they want to create that drop trailer capacity? They want to create value for their customers. How do they use this?
Yeah, so right now we do have another 40 trailers that have been added to the platform. So those are available in the Mississauga, GTA, Toronto area in Canada. However, if you're a carrier in the US, we have repositionings for loadout that are paid repositionings that are leaving from Chicago area, Wilmington, Illinois, that actually need to go up to Mississauga. So you can take a trailer, an empty trailer, find a load, take that from Wilmington, Illinois, or Chicago, Illinois, go up to Mississauga, get paid for that repositioning, get paid for that load, go pick up the rental trailer that you need in Mississauga, and come right back down to the US and rent that trailer. So
no, definitely. And then, yeah, because like that's what it says up here. You guys get paid to do this. All right. Like, you're not doing this for free or anything like that, and like with this example out here, you guys, they have round trips out there. I mean, you literally get paid $1,000 on top of the freight that you book for it. So it's like, I mean, with fuel prices being what it is, this is a great way for you guys to offset some of your operating costs right now, to put more money in your pocket, because that's what it's all about. And that's literally what this platform is built on. It is out there for the 97% of people, in these long-term rent. Like, with out of Utah here, and then like out of Glade Spring, Virginia, what does that one way look like, that one-way reposition?
Yes. So that one-way reposition, so that owner is actually paying $1,850 US dollars to move that trailer, which is a loadout from Utah or Glade Spring, Virginia, out to the Western provinces in Canada. That said, I know, you might not have a lane, carriers might not have a lane to go all the way up to the Western provinces. So if you're interested, if you're in the Utah area or in the Virginia area and you say, hey, I can take this trailer, but I'm just going up to Chicago or to Michigan or any other state, let us know. Reach out to us at VHub. Let us know, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to find solutions for you. And if you can only go halfway, we can try and see if we can make that work for the carrier, and if it works for the owner of that specific trailer. That's what we're here for. Yeah. So you can do that as well.
Absolutely. You were bringing up an example on when we were chatting the other day about, like, what was that carrier that, like, with the Canada, they didn't, like, what was that one example where they didn't have Canadian authority, was it? But they found a way to so what is that? Let's talk about that really quick for the people who aren't familiar.
That excited me a little bit, because I learned a lot about what is needed to go into Canada. So we had a renter who was interested in trailers that we had available in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. But he's a carrier or a renter who's based in the US, and he asked VHub, he asked us, well, I don't have authorization to get into Canada. So with some research, a lot of questions, we found out what was needed. So they had to submit a document, a form to the Canadian Border Agency, which they filled it out. They sent it over, and within 24 hours, the CBSA, so the Canadian Border Service Agency, responded to them, and they got their 4-digit carrier code. So with that code, they were able to go into Canada, go pick up their trailers, and then come back down into the US and use those 5 trailers where they needed it, right? So they picked up 5 trailers in Mississauga, brought them back down to the US, and then they were good to go.
No, I mean, because like that's encouraging because I mean, again, you guys, I will never proclaim to know everything. I didn't know that there was a 24-hour waiver like that you could get to go in there. You know, so again, learn something new every day. Like that's something to consider right now. So especially if you're out there and you are a carrier and you're looking for additional freight and you're looking to jump up into Canada, there is an option out. Stacey, are you on LinkedIn? What social media platforms? How can anybody reach out to you? Stacey's only got a couple of minutes here this morning, you guys. So she's got to jump. So how can people find you?
I am on LinkedIn, so you can find me on LinkedIn as well. You know, shoot me an email if you can. But LinkedIn, if you want to just personal message me, I'm happy to help. And, you know, I'll provide my VHub email as well if needed. But reach out to myself. Any information you need, even if it's just general questions about, you know, the repositionings we do have available or the rentals that we do have available, let me know, because even for those rentals available in the Mississauga area, we're a trailer sharing and repositioning platform. So if you cannot get into Canada for whatever reason, if you're interested in those rentals, we can see if we can have someone bring them down to Canada for you. Bring them down to the US for you. So if you can't get that code or if you can't get into Canada, let us know. You know, we can, if you're interested, we'll find a way to bring them down to the US in whichever state, and we can go from there. So
I like it. All right, Stacey, thanks for joining me. I'm going to dump you out into the waiting room area. We'll see you tomorrow on our normal call, and have a great rest of your day. All right.
Thank you so much, Chris.
All right. We'll see you. Bye now. All right. It's just me. I'm rocking a solo show today, you guys. Dedicated Trucking. What's up, man? You are here for a good time. Yeah, guys. So here we are. We are officially up to day 33 of the Freight Coach Tally, which is completely only for me about to bring up and continued awareness of the fact that there are truck parking issues in this industry, as well as the fact that there are facilities out there who do not allow drivers to use bathrooms or pens or some of this other ridiculous shit that I see out there on the road all the time. So again, I don't do this for vanity metrics. I don't do this for likes. I do this for education, and I do this for progress. All right. Plain and simple. That's what we're all here for. So again, speaking of progress, Josh Breeze, what's up, brother? Phoenix is on the map, you guys. We're the transportation alley of the West Coast, soon to be the transportation alley of the entire United States. Speaking of education, we all know it's a holiday coming up. All right. It's a holiday weekend coming up. So right now, what do we need to do to get better? All right. So we need to be reaching out to every single facility that we're shipping in and out of, whatever that looks like, our customers, and we're finding out about holiday hours. We should have been on this already, but we are here today, Wednesday. Reach out to them. Furthermore, if you're booking up freight over the weekend and they're not going to be driving the entire time, say it's just a couple 100-mile run, we need to find out, where are they storing the shipment at? All right. What's the address? Is it secured facility? Is it their house? What does it look like? If it's a reefer shipment, are they going out there? What's their reefer checks going to be looking like, so we can ensure that we're on top of this stuff? Again, take the time on the front end. All right. Oh, that's funny. Take the time on the front end and get yourself prepared. All right. You don't want to deal with the repercussions of, you know, trying to rush through things to get out there. I get it. It's a holiday weekend. Some of you guys want to leave early on Friday as well, but don't do that at the expense of looking over a couple of steps. All right. Be prepared. Get in front of these things, because we need to. How do you separate yourself from your competition? It's not going to be picking up and delivering on time, you guys, because unfortunately, well, fortunately for some, but unfortunately, like that is the expectation. There is literally zero value add out there for doing your job. All right. It's what you can do above and beyond to continue to earn your customers' business, to continue to make them come and want to work with you and your company direct. Good morning, Samantha Bass. She's out there in the audience. She's a longtime supporter of the show. Also, you guys, the national average for diesel is down 4 cents, aka the price of gold is at still a staggering $5.57 a gallon. That's out there. Again, I get all this information over from the EIA.gov. Check it out there. And also, you guys, my friends over at Trucker Tools, literally on their app. All right. So this is why, if you're a driver out there watching this, or a broker, you guys need to look onto this. On Trucker Tools app, they have, you can pull up the lane that you're running and it shows fuel. along the lines of where the prices are and everything else out there, because not everywhere, like obviously you look at the national average of being 557 out west here, it's probably higher than that. In the Northeast, it's higher, but there's going to be pockets out there where it's going to be cheaper. This is a way for you to run a more efficient operation. All you got to do is download the Trucker Tools app. Check that out, you guys. My friends over there, they're longtime supporters of everything that we're doing over here. So yeah, let's get into some articles today. We got some good ones to talk about. The first one is from Fleet Owner, fleetowner.com. Title of the article is Survey Points to Exodus of Small Operators and Fuel Costs as the Culprits. Small carriers multiplied in 2021 as COVID ebbed, demand surged, and spot market rates favored them. But this trend appears to be doing a 180-degree turn as truckstop.com has found. Newly released data from them shows that the post-lockdown surge of small carriers who entered the trucking industry are finding recent challenges. The exploding fuel costs, there's the chief culprit among them. Too much for them to stay in business on their own. The new data shows that 51% of the carriers that they define as small fleets and owner-operators are considering job changes in the next 6 to 12 months, even though 32% of respondents said that they have plenty of business and are making 50 to 74% more money. The culprit is surging fuel prices. The survey also shows the nationwide average is, we're talking about $5.60 a gallon, or $2.36 more cents a gallon than just 1 year ago. Let's see, 80% of them were citing fuel costs, and it also more than a third, 39%, that they can't afford to move loads at any significant distance due to the idle time and exploding fuel costs. So again, it's always going to be something that my friend Adam Wingfield talks about. It's about knowing your costs right now. And then furthermore, like what more as a broker, again, like we see these articles, and at the end of the day, you guys, that is our product out there. All right. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Our product, our service lies in the truck. So what can you do for your carrier partners right now? Obviously, I can't pay for their fuel. Like that's not something that, most people are going to do, is throw an extra $1,000 on top to buy their fuel. But for me, what little differences can we make? Maybe look into paying for some of their parking. Again, I know a lot of this stuff isn't your responsibility, so I don't want to hear any of that, but where's the real value at? Because again, like we need this, we need that capacity to sell to our customers. Okay. We need to do this day in and day out. So how can we stand out? What are some of the challenges that were out there? And it's going to start with having very real conversations with these carriers. All right. Don't take surface level stuff. All right. Don't go out there and just go through the motions right now, just because it's kind of switching back into your favor. Because again, I've said this, and I'll say this again, you guys, now that it's a broker's market, this is where the opportunity is really going to lie for you as a broker. It's not when the market's tight. All right. More failures happen when it's easier for a broker than it ever does when it's harder for them. All right. So the real sharks out there smell the blood in the water. They're circling. They're in your customers' ears every single day right now. All right. They are out there hoping you mess up, hoping you push that rate a little too far. But what value can you add to your carrier base right now? What more can you do? Are you finding out, are we taking a deep dive look into some customer feedback? All right. Are we talking to them? If a carrier, say, again, because here's the biggest issue plaguing freight brokers that's out there is the fact that we use carriers one time, 90% of the freight that we book. We're constantly sourcing on a load board. A load board is a crush, you guys. It's a great tool, but it's not what you just do every single day to source your freight. So again, get that carrier feedback. Invest in their operation in a sense of through information. What did you like about the shipper? What did you not like? And then same thing with the receivers. Find out about all of this stuff, because again, we want to build up a partnership. And right now is the time. If your customers aren't changing rates on you, for example, and you're just out there looking to push that price down, why are you doing that? Why are you looking to gut some of these drivers right now? In all reality, if your customer hasn't came to you about a rate reduction, but say your regular has been booking a load up for $5,300, these are all hypothetical examples, you guys. Your regular's been booking it up for $5,300 for the last couple of months, and then say they don't have a truck for this one time, and you go out on the spot market and you book it for $5,000 for that one-time shipment. I'm not reducing the rate on my regular carrier. at all. I'm continuing to pay them. And that's the thing, is you got to think ahead. All right. Because who knows how long any of these markets last? It's all an educated guess. No matter what data some people try and scream from the mountaintop, you guys, this is all an educated guess. All right. Because and then we're speaking as an entirety. All right. The entirety of the freight market with a lot of this stuff. Individual lanes are affected differently. And that's the way that you got to look at it. You got to look at it at a lane by lane breakdown here. There are so many different variables. Like my friend Kyle Littner, who's spouting off in the audience right now. There are so many different factors that go into this, and we can't look at it from the surface level of as a whole. As all the corporate bros like to throw, we're going to take a look at this from a 25,000 foot view. We need to look at it at a lane by lane breakdown, right? Because that's where a lot of us are. A lot of us in this industry don't have 10,000 load guaranteed RFP lanes out there. We are playing the spot market every single day. We are out there on a not as much high volume freight because we're building this stuff up. So again, what can you do to continuously add value to your customers? All right. And it's always going to be by taking care of your carriers. Some of you are going to argue against that point. Go right ahead until you're blue in the face. For me, we need to look at this as, how can I keep this carrier profitable? Again, I can't know their cost for them. They need to know their cost. But what more can we do to stand out to get their capacity? Because I'm telling you guys right now, this is the market where brokers can make the most gains with their shippers. All right. I've said this a bunch of times, you guys. Greed is a very real fucking thing. All right. Everybody's looking to make money. I'm a capitalist. I love making money too, but we can't look at how can I get rich today? All right. We got to look at the rolling 12-month cycle of this. And then what's that one constant out there as a broker? What's that one constant that you need? You need a truck. Otherwise, you don't have a customer. Therefore, you don't have a job. So what are you doing to keep your customers' freight moving with you, and not brokers out there that are like friends of mine who are absolute savages circling in the water right now like a shark, waiting for you to mess up? Because that's just what's about to happen. That's exactly what's about to happen. What's up, Clint? I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Yes, Chris, time is money. Load and unload times, taking that in there. Yes, that's very true. You guys, no matter what popular belief is out there right now, your carriers and your customers want the exact same thing. All right. And it's because whoever LinkedIn user is, I'm assuming that's Kyle Littner talking crap out there. But it is that's our sole goal as a broker. All right. 1A and 1B here on this one as a broker, your goal. Keep your customers and your carriers off the spot market, and they need consistency. All right. Our carriers need consistent freight and a consistent rate. All right. Same with our customers, right? As my old man always said, because he was a driver, he owned his own company for 40 years. If his wheels aren't turning, he's not earning. All right. So what are you doing right now to keep that up? And there is no loyalty in freight, but you can create loyalty. Again, we got to stop worrying about the past. What are you going to do today to change the trajectory of this? It's that simple. What can you do today to change the trajectory of it? Because yesterday is done. I can't change a lot of the dumb shit that I've done in my past. A lot of the dumb shit I've done and said. I can't change that, but I can change today, right? I can change my actions today to build up that loyalty, to build up that value, that real value that's out there, because it's done. It's attainable. Again, it talks to, it goes in a little bit more. I know I kind of went off on a little bit of a tangent there, but it's my show and I'm not going to apologize for that. It talks about significant challenges and opportunities. But again, you guys, there's always an opportunity, no matter what. In any situation you can look at in life, you can look at it as an opportunity, or you can look at it as a problem. All right. It's that simple. If you want it bad enough out there right now, you can make it. The biggest gains for brokers and carriers are going to be made in a down market. It's never when it's easy. All right. Because when it's easy, clearly everyone does it. And when it gets hard, everyone runs for the fucking hills. All right. That's just the realities of freight right there. Again, that article was from Fleet Owner. And the title of that one is the survey points to exit of small operators as fuel costs is the main culprit that's out there. The main amongst other culprits, but we're going to stick to the topic of the article. I'm not going to go off on a tangent on that. Second article we're going to talk about today. Transport topics, ttnews.com. Gender bias and harassment in industry still a concern, report says. I know I've talked about this a couple weeks back with my friend Jennifer. She's actually in charge of the TMSA conference I'll be speaking at in Orlando, June 5th through the 7th. Orlando, Florida. I'll be speaking out there about the realities of social media. But, we talked about an article similar to this, but, it goes on to say that a new report by the Women in Trucking showed that most women regard the industry as safe, but many report that they have been the recipients of verbally abusive comments, verbal threats, and abuse in recent years. The report addressing gender bias and harassment in the trucking industry, a follow-up to an earlier association, concluded that 56% of female drivers have been the recipient, my brain works faster than my mouth sometimes, of verbally offensive comments more than once, while 13% reported that it has happened to them once. Nearly 3 out of every 10 of the 436 driver surveys said that they have never received verbally offensive comments. This shit just makes my blood boil. Like, this absolutely makes my blood boil reading this stuff out there, that there's literally people in this world. Now, again, you guys, I'm not naive. I know there's bad people in this world. I know there's assholes in this world. But at the end of the day, if you're out there treating somebody less because of the fact that they're a woman, is pathetic. You're a fucking piece of shit. All right. There's no other way that I'm going to put this for you. All right. I am very blunt, and I am not going to hide my opinion on that. If you treat women or anybody else less because you view them as less, fuck you. All right. That's about as clear as I can be on that. Female respondents reported that within 5 years that they've experienced physical violence while on the job. You deserve to get your ass beat if you lay your hand on a woman. All right. Plain and simple. You do that, fuck you as well. In fact, 39% of respondents say that they've been the recipient of unwanted physical advances more than once, and another 18% say that they experienced this one time on the job. Approximately 41% say that they have not been the victim of unwanted physical advance. And then approximately 4% of the survey reported that they have experienced rape, while 2% said they have had it more than once. And this is fucking A, man. The fact that you people do this is just absolutely despicable. You should never not feel safe at work or in another environment. And you're just a absolute scumbag if you do that. Absolute scumbag. And you got a lot worse fate than what anything that can happen to you on earth here. Comment if that's the way that you fucking treat people. It's, and then furthermore, you might not be participating in these acts and some of these things, you guys, but if you're aware of it and you're not doing anything about it, you're just as fucking guilty in my eyes. Because if you're aware that somebody's harassing another human being for this and you're keeping your mouth shut, shame on you. You're just as big of the fucking problem. You're not immune to this. If I've never done that before, but if you've witnessed this and you haven't gotten somebody's face about it, it's unfucking believable. This is, this awareness needs to be brought up. Again, I don't talk about topics because of, for whatever reason. I bring this stuff up because this is a very real thing that's happening out there. And this isn't going to stop unless we put a stop to it, unless we continue to bring this shit up. Again, I don't talk about these things for the vanity metrics of it, you guys, at all. We need to do better as an industry. If you see this and you're not doing anything, shame on you. If you're the one doing it, fuck you. All right. You're a complete scumbag. It's just sickening to see that there's women out there and, and people as a whole. It's not just women, because men are, victims of sexual assault and harassment and everything else as well. And if you're allowing that to happen, fuck you. All right. That's the only way I can put it. And again, you guys, I'm not perfect. I'm not ever going to sit here and claim that I am or anything like that. But I mean, Jesus, we got to do better. We got to do better. It doesn't say on where this is occurring specifically in the article. But yeah, if you want to check it out again, I put all the links for all of these articles, you guys, on YouTube and then on the podcast format with all the replays and everything. So again, check it out, read it. It was ttnews.com. Gender bias and harassment in the industry is still a concern. We got to make it not a concern, you guys. We can make a coordinated effort here. Could make a coordinated effort to where it's not a concern for women and others to not feel harassed, showing up to work. Andrew Teal, my first job was a lookout for my grandfather. As an alley, had to look out for people not wanting to do things. It's a dangerous job for all those, and it'll only change when we all get involved. Amen. Whoa, that was my bad. I don't know. Okay. All right. That was completely my fault. I accidentally hit the wrong button. I got antsy with my mouse there. All right. The last article that we're going to be breaking into today is from fleetowner.com as well. It is Enride's new smart trailer designed for its humanless pods, other EV tractors. Enride, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. The Swedish autonomous freight company that recently expanded in the U.S. has a newly designed trailer to go with software updates for its all-electric humanless transportation systems. Its user interface for the Saga platform were announced during a company-wide event in Gothenburg, Sweden. And, it's always, they're trying to think ahead of the curve, is what company co-founder and CMO told Fleet Owner, while other companies in the industry are trying to fit new solutions into old models, we're looking to redesign an entire industry. I think, that's exactly it, Teal. I literally, my mouse, I found this out the other day, has a side button on it. And if you click that, it instantly bumps you out of things. But again, I'm not perfect. I'm never going to proclaim to be perfect, you guys. I'm figuring this all out as I go. When it comes down to a lot of this, it's, again, it operates at, I don't even know what an SAE is. SAE level 4. Sorry. Should have done that research on that. It's truly cableless with no space for a driver on board. I'm a fan of traditional drivers and keeping drivers going. Again, there's a lot of hype behind a lot of articles like this. But again, the design can be there, but is the infrastructure of the freeway system there? How is this going to handle inclement weather? Because that's the thing, is a lot of the tests that I've seen out there, a lot of the research that I've done, they've all been tested in perfect weather with zero wind, essentially, and everything. And again, I'm but that just shows you where they're at in the reality of the testing phase of this. This is a very long way away from being a thing. I'm not saying that autonomous is never going to happen. It's going to happen at some capacity, but that doesn't mean that you're going to have to lose your business or anything like that, or you're going to be out of a job. It's, to me, it's one of those situations that it's coming in, to take the hype for what it is a lot of it right now is just hype, in my opinion. It's going to be a thing to some capacity, but for the, again, the major miss from a marketing perspective, we're here to essentially put everybody out of work. You're not. That's not going to, probably not in our lifetimes anyways, you guys. You can go on and read that one yourself. It's over at fleetowner.com. It's a smart trailer designed for humanless pods that is out there. Martha Brown put something up here, and it's blocking out my face, but that's fine. The stories that she could tell about sexual harassment and exploitation that she's encountered since she's cut her teeth in the industry in South Florida in the 1980s, including but not unlimited to being told to wear something nice to work. Boss drove me to the Opelika truck stop and had me, not even kidding, get out of his car and knock on drivers' doors. It was produce season, and we weren't into handling seasonal commodities. I was naive, and it didn't dawn on me what he was doing. I'm so sorry, Martha. I can't say anything other than that. I'm so sorry that you had to experience that. That's pathetic. That's pathetic. It's one of those situations that it's until you know somebody or see it. Yeah. That's nuts. Well, again, we're here about education and progress, you guys. We're here to talk about topics that not a lot of people want to talk about. We're here about moving this industry forward, and the fact that there's somebody in my community, as in Martha. I've spoken to Martha. I can only imagine the amount of it that's truly going on, because it's always the ones that are reporting it. It's not the ones that go unreported as well. If you see this, or like, just know you're not alone. If that has happened to you, there's people out there who truly care about you. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here today, guys. That's it for today. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back every day. We're not stopping. We're here to talk about the realities of freight. We're here to talk about putting actionable insight out there for people. All right. The replay will be available on the podcast later on. Coffee with the Freight Coach, as well as the video only is available over on YouTube as well. I appreciate you guys all for your support and everybody jumping in here in the comments and everything else. Just share the show. If you could, do me a favor, share the show out there. That's how this has all grown. This is how this is going to continue to grow and to continue to solidify us as the top morning show in transportation. I appreciate you guys all so much, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.